Hello all, this is Casual Noob Gamer back at you with another video. Oh yeah. Anyway, this is a video that is the information has been out for a bit now. There is a leaker by the name of Kiwi Talks. He usually does lots of interviews with people from the Metro Prime developers, which is Retro Studios. So he does usually a lot of interviews. So he has people who were working on the original Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 games. I don't know if a lot of those people are still at Retros currently. I don't believe they are, but they I believe they have connections to the people who are working there. So that is where his information most likely is coming from. And he says, according to Switch Force's video that I just watched, that Kiwi Talks has said that he believes, now I'm paraphrasing, so I'm not quoting exactly. He believes that Metroid Prime 4 may be delayed until 2026 because the game is facing some anomalies in development right now. Now, we don't know exactly what that means or what that is exactly, but he also, I heard Switch Force say something that I believe Kiwi Talks believes that Donkey Kong Bonanza, the game kind of, I guess, came in hot, he was saying, because that was supposed to originally be the holiday game for this year, but Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to release in like August, but Metroid Prime 4 was not ready and needed more time. So they moved Bonanza up to July, which is where it released, and it released early. And so since Bonanza was originally going to be the holiday, I guess like the November, October game holiday. So since Bonanza moved up, now Prime is now in that spot, and that's why we haven't gotten an official date yet for Prime 4, because Prime 4 is not ready yet, and it may be delayed. So here's my thing. If Nintendo is moving around stuff and moving stuff up to cover spots, because they need certain times to release games, because that is when you're going to get your majority of your, well, not majority, but like your a good influx of sales. So it looks good to the investors that, hey, we have games selling and we're selling software. So if that's the case, I'm kind of thinking that we basically, that Metroid Prime is now the holiday game, but it may not even be holiday. I'm wondering if that's why we didn't get a release date yet for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and Kirby Air Riders, because that's why Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment says winter, and there's no definitive on that yet, because maybe if Metroid Prime 4 can't make holiday, maybe now they're going to go to who is it? I guess Bandai Namco. That is it Bandai, or is it Koei? I think it might be. I forget who makes the Hyrule Warriors games, but whoever, I think it's Koei. They may go to Koei and say, "Hey, listen, can you guys bring this in? You know, at this time, maybe it can make, November." and be the holiday game instead of releasing in like January, February, and that's gonna come in a little hot. And they're gonna be like, well, we'll cover you because I mean, look at Age of Calamity, that didn't run great, and people still went out and bought it, and Nintendo supported it. And to be honest, I mean, I think at this point with the Hyrule Warriors, well, it's the third Zelda one with Age of Imprisonment, but I think people understand that Hyrule Warriors games, the what I call the first run, is gonna run a little hot and need a little improvement. So that way, when they come out with that definitive edition, like they did with the original Hyrule Warriors game, and then that ran much better on better hardware for, the Switch. So like Switch 3, like you'll expect Age of Imprisonment to, run a lot better. But maybe with the DLSS, they'll be able to stabilize it a lot more than it would be. So maybe that's going to come in a little hot, or maybe they're holding in their back pocket that Kirby Air Riders. But I mean, listen, you got Sakurai working on Kirby Air Riders, and that's his kind of like, hey, everything's okay. We're not pushing things too hard on Sakurai. Like, if you start pushing him hard on his, like, kind of what I call his vacation, dream game, and you start, crunching him, is he gonna wanna? Because he's obviously gonna most likely crunch on the next Smash Brothers when he does that. So do you wanna burn him out before he gets the Smash with Kirby Air Riders, or is Kirby Air Riders done? And they're gonna push him even harder for Smash now, because they're like, hey, our games are looking kind of sparse. We need to have more games, and we need to have Smash out, because it's like, break emergency glass, release Smash, kind of thing. So is Metroid Prime 4 really, upsetting the trend? Because now I have on pre-order a Metroid Prime 1 to 3 art book. Now, obviously, that art book probably has artwork from what they've done with, if we believe the rumors, Metroid Prime 2 and 3. So, do they want to release that art book before the game comes out? If there's something, that would be revealed for the new, games. Maybe they did something to the releases of the re-releases of 2 and 3. So they keep delaying that. Now that's saying October. So does that mean that we get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 in October, which would make sense to have that for October, and then have Metroid Prime 4 in November? And that's why, because that's the new date, I believe, right now for that Metroid Prime 1 to 3 art book. So if that's getting moved, and then that would indicate that now Prime 4 is now there. Because that art book was originally like June/July. So if we believe the art book's going to come out when 2 and 3 comes out, and then that Prime 4 is going to come out like a month later, was Prime 4 originally slotted for like July, August, and now it's moved to November because, like I said, we according to the rumor from Kiwi Talks and Switchforce that reported on it. Well, the rumor's not from Switchforce, but Switchforce is reporting on what Kiwi Talks said. That is it now like, well, this is actually Kiwi Talks, I guess, his theory of what's going on based on, I guess, what he's heard. So Did they get switched? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Did Prime 4 and Bonanza get switched? And are we also now going to have Prime 4 pushed to 2026? Because I don't think I've ever heard of Retro putting out a buggy game. Their games are usually like what I would call the Nintendo seal of approval games. So are we going to get now Age of Imprisonment coming in hot? And then what does that mean for future releases if Nintendo is, moving stuff around like this? So like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification to see when my videos are coming out next. And what are your thoughts on Metroid Prime 4? Is it delayed? I mean, what is the delay? What do you think? Is it they're having a problem? I don't think it would be a problem with the mouse controls, because that just seems like a system software kind of thing, like seamless. But are there problems with the game? I mean, is the game like, does it hit like soft locks that you're basically, you hit a point in the game where, like, if you don't do a certain criteria of meeting certain things that need to be done in the game, do you get like locked out and you can't progress? Did something like that happen? I mean, that is a problem that you could run into in these Metroidvanias. Do you fall down a part of the map somewhere that, like, you get stuck and you can't get out, and your character is gone and you can't recover? I don't know. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and you have a great rest of your day. Later.